Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for a brand new video to help you achieve financial happiness. This is the third and final video in a series of 3 videos. I am sharing these 3 free videos with you because I know that money is the #1 cause of stress in Americans, and it's the #1 cause of fights in marriage. There is so much power in the lessons in these videos, and I want to share this with as many families as possible. And unfortunately, I don't have enough time in the day to individually help everyone who needs this guidance. The first 2 videos talked about powerful steps to get a grasp on your financial situation and to find balance between saving for tomorrow and spending your money today. If you haven't seen these videos, be sure to check them out at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. These videos show you exactly what you need to do so that you can take back control of your money and find financial peace in your home. This means you will no longer dread opening the credit card bill. You will no longer be embarrassed when your friends start to talk about their college savings or 401k savings. You will be in a position where you can actually enjoy money conversations with your spouse. You will know that you are making the right decisions today so that you can have the lifestyle you want. I've been able to help hundreds of families get financially happy and confident. They now enjoy talking to their spouse about money. They have a detailed game plan that they agree upon. They are making the right decisions when it comes to their money. Okay, so you may wonder how I came to create this financial kickstart process for families. The reality is that I'm just like you. I had really dark financial days after my first son was born. I was completely overwhelmed with the financial responsibilities of having a family. I was like 82% of Americans. I was stressed over money, and the negative effects rippled throughout my life. I was concerned that one day we would wake up and find out that we had completely run out of money and wouldn't be able to pay our bills. I was stressed because we had unpaid debts. We weren't saving enough. We didn't have an emergency fund, and we hadn't started saving for college for our son. The worst is that I was so preoccupied about this stress that I couldn't be in the moment with my son and husband. This kept me up at night and created fights between me and my husband. I was convinced that his love of buying tools at Home Depot was going to make us go to the poorhouse. But then I was able to figure out a process, a system to escape the dark days and live a financially happy life. I no longer lay awake at night worrying about money. I know that we have a plan in place to get the life we want. We no longer fight when my husband gets back from Home Depot. So I took all the steps that I used in my own experience, as well as my experience of working with hundreds of other families to get financially happy. I packaged these tried and true steps together to create the financial kickstart process. I know this changes people's lives for the better and allows them to work towards the lifestyle that they want. As previously mentioned, I have worked with so many families, and one thing that I've found is that they have a lot of things in common. Regardless of their personal circumstances, there are 9 critical areas of their financial picture that they all need to address. In this video, I'm going to share with you these 9 areas so that you can create your own financial game plan so you can get the life that you want. This really is possible. Look, there is a reason why really wealthy people work with financial planners. I know because I work with many wealthy families. The reason they work with a planner is so that they can have a clear game plan to make the right decisions with their money so that they can have the life that they want. When people work with a financial planner, it's like they're hitting the easy button. The financial planner will give them all the right recommendations. I'm going to show you recommendations so that you can create your own financial game plan so that you can get the life that you want. Okay, so let's dive into these 9 areas. So the 9 areas of a financial game plan are: number 1, cash flow; number 2, emergency fund; Number 3, paying off debt. Number 4, saving for retirement. Number 5, saving for college. Number 6, choosing the right investments. Number 7, disability insurance. Number 8, life insurance. And number 9, estate planning. The first area is cash flow. I talked about this in some of the other videos, but I want to recap. This is such a critical step in your financial game plan because this impacts all other areas of your finances. You won't be able to start saving unless you have a grasp on your current income and expenses. If you haven't already, you should check out a free money app. I really like Mint. You will be able to see where your money is going and set budgets. From there, you will be able to see if there are any extra expenses that you want to cut out. If you want more detail on how to use Mint, just shoot me an email and I will send you a copy of our free guide to using Mint. The second area for a financial game plan is establishing an emergency fund. This is the money that you will have in place in a savings account or money market account that you will be able to access in case of an emergency. This money is so important because this is what will allow you to avoid creating large credit card debt when you need emergency money. So here's how to calculate how much you need to have in this account. You need to multiply your take-home pay by 3 if both you and your spouse work, or by 6 if only one of you work. Essentially, you will have enough money in this account to cover 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. This money needs to be in an account that you can quickly access without any penalties. So this means that you shouldn't invest this money or even put it in a CD. Let's talk about debt. And this is the third area of a financial game plan. There are so many types of debt, but I'm going to talk about the 3 most common right now. The first type are mortgages. I don't typically recommend that you pay any amounts to your mortgage in addition to your regularly scheduled principal and interest. I will talk more about the rationale to this in my upcoming program. The next type of debt is student loans. If your interest rates are low, let's say below 5%, then I recommend that you just pay them off on a regular schedule. The last area of debt that I'm going to discuss are credit cards. I always recommend for people to pay off any outstanding balances as quickly as possible. This isn't easy and is going to take a real commitment. The best way that I've found to pay off credit card debt is to find some expenses that you can cut so that you can free up money to pay off these debts. Also, if you have a job where you receive a bonus or a sizable salary increase, you should use this extra money to pay off the credit card debt. You will feel so great once this is all paid off. The next area is saving for retirement. This is usually savings to your retirement plan at work, but it could also be to an IRA if you don't have a retirement plan at work. I always recommend that people save 10 to 20% of their gross annual salary. This is your income before any tax or deductions are taken out. When you calculate this amount, not only do you include the amount that you are contributing, but you also include any amounts that your employer is contributing to your account. I always recommend for people to contribute at least the amount needed to get the full employer match. For example, if your employer contributes up to 3% of your income, then you should contribute 3% as well, so that you get the full money from your employer. Once you contribute up to the match, I recommend that you fund a Roth IRA to the maximum amount. You might have the option to make a Roth contribution to your retirement plan at work. And for people under the age of 40, I usually recommend this option. There are other ways to save money for retirement, but I don't have enough time to go into detail in this video. Now let's talk about saving for college. I always tell people to start by saving something, even if it's small, for their kids, for their college education. The average cost of public colleges in the US is $9,000 a year. However, I often find my clients are having expenses higher than that. Nonetheless, I ran the calculation for a child who is currently 5. If you were to save enough to pay for 4 years of college, you would need to save $250 a month This could get a little bit overwhelming, especially if you have more than one child. So even if you can't fund this full amount for all your kids, I recommend that you start with something. I recommend that you put this money into a 529 college savings plan because there are tax advantages to these accounts. You can go to savingforcollege.com to find more about the recommended 529 plans for your state, as well as any tax advantages that are specific to where you live. Investment allocation is the next area of your financial plan. It is likely that the bulk of your assets are in your 401k or retirement plan at work. If you don't feel confident doing a lot of analysis on the investment options that are available in your plan, then I recommend that you choose a target date fund. These are available in most retirement plans. With these funds, you choose a fund that corresponds to the year in which you will turn 65. These funds combine several other mutual funds, and the allocation will automatically become more conservative as you get older. Next is disability insurance. This is really important insurance because it is what can help protect your family if you are not able to work if you become very sick or disabled. It is common for your employer to offer disability insurance that will cover 60% of your income if you were to become disabled, and most employers will pay for this for you. Please remember, if you become disabled and you receive these benefits that your employer paid for, they will be taxable to you. For this reason, if your employer allows you to purchase an additional 10% of coverage, I recommend that you take this option. If your employer doesn't offer disability insurance, you should purchase 60 to 70% coverage from a disability insurance company. Now let's talk about life insurance. This is also a critical insurance because it will protect your family if you and/or your spouse prematurely die. The most important time to have this insurance is when your kids are financially dependent on you. First, you should calculate how much you need. A quick estimate is to take your annual take-home pay. Again, this is the amount that is paid into your checking account over a year. And then you multiply this number by 20. There are many types of insurance, but for most couples with young children, term insurance is the best fit. I recommend that you go to an insurance agent that can get quotes from multiple insurance companies so that you can make sure that you are getting the best rate. Finally, let's talk about estate planning documents. If you have kids, then you need to have two documents. You need to have a will and you need to have powers of attorney. A will states how your money will be handled upon your death and will also state who will take care of your children if both you and your spouse die. The powers of attorney are the documents that state who will take care of your financial matters and make health care decisions if you are unable to make the decisions. For example, if you are in a coma. Also, don't forget to make sure that the beneficiary designations are correct on your retirement accounts and your life insurance. So now you have all you need to create your own financial game plan. Over the last 3 videos, I gave you a really good snapshot of my financial kickstart process to get the life. So now you have all you need to create your own financial game plan. Over the last 3 videos, I gave you a really good snapshot of my financial kickstart process to get the lifestyle that you want. There may be some of you who want a more in-depth instruction, or maybe you want more accountability. I am so excited to be working with a small group of people to take them through my entire financial kickstart process. This is the way to get all of these steps done more quickly, more easily, and to see more results. I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction. This stuff is complicated. There is a reason why so many people get help from professionals. Regardless if you do this on your own or decide to enroll in my program, I just recommend that you do something now. The longer you put this off, the worse it will get. In a previous video, I mentioned that all too often, couples will come into my office and they waited too long. While I am always able to help them, I know that they would have had much less pain if they had just taken care of some of these issues sooner. I don't want you to get to that point. Now is the time to take back control of your money. I've talked to many of my friends about their money, and most of them want to also get a plan in place because they have concerns over their money, and they want to make sure that they have a clear plan to get the lifestyle they want. But I often hear, I want to get help, but my spouse will never agree to it. They have no interest in making a plan because they think what we have now works. The reality is there is usually one spouse that leads the charge on getting a money plan in place. Now, to get the best results, the other spouse needs to at least be aware of what you are doing, and there will be a few points where they will need to get involved from a very simple level. During the program, I will give guidance on the areas that both spouses need to be involved. In my financial life, I'm the one who is leading the charge, but there are times when my husband has to be involved. If you are serious about making 2016 the year for you to gain control and certainty of your finances, then you need to be sure to watch our next video. We are revealing the first program of its kind in the industry, and it's specifically for families to help them stop putting so much thought and effort and stress into their financial life, to help families be certain that they are making the right decisions with their money, to show you exactly how to enjoy your life today while still planning for the future. This is similar to the process that I do with my clients, but only better. The 6-week Kickstart program will make the financial planning process easier for you. I will go through the topics that I discussed in these videos, but in much greater detail. Plus, you'll have a chance to ask me all of your questions. By the end of this program, you will have your financial game plan in place so that you can get the life you want. We are opening up the program soon, but full disclosure though, there's a limited number of spots in the program, so make sure to watch out for our next video in the next few days.